Yo.
And welcome to Broken Stick Podcast.
Welcome to the Broken Stick Podcast. With special guest...
Pat from Joey Roses.
Pat from Joey Roses.
Yeah.
Cheers, dude. Thank you so much for coming out.
Absolutely.
Thank you for fucking making the trek. Cheers. This is episode 2. We made it to episode 2, and once again, Joey Roses made it happen in some ways.
I'll be honest, I thought you had more episodes under your belt.
No, No. I do my own podcast. I do have more episodes under my belt, but this is the second episode that me and Tom are doing of our podcast, the Broken Stick Podcast.
Did he do the drum intro? I heard the drum intro. It's very Saint Anger. It's like it sounds like a baseball bat on a keg. For sure. But no, it's cool. I liked it. I figured once I heard it, I was like, must have been Tom.
Wait, which one is the Breako Leg podcast theme, or is it the?
Is that?
No, that one was not Tom. That was not me. That was a friend of mine who made that beat for me to rap onto many years ago, and now he's a heroin addict.
All right.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Goes to the beat of his own drum now.
Goes to the beat of whatever the needle, yeah. I hope he doesn't hear this and fucking, listen, he's not a heroin.
You can't just make shit up like that.
No.
I hope
he is. No, I don't think he's in jail. I think he's actually, now he's a good kid. I apologize for spreading slander. He's actually, he's not a bad kid. You know what?
He's a heroin addict. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not a good thing to say about somebody. He's not a heroin addict, but I know he's dabbled in some risky behavior. I know that.
If you can listen to a podcast that he hasn't sold everything yet.
Let me tell you something. If it gets to the point where he's hearing about this podcast,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, we did well. We did fucking great, Pat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got fans then, so.
Dude, let me tell you something. I had my first hateful comment on YouTube, but the other day for my podcast, I looked online and some stranger wrote. He said, "Yo, little bro, you're like a fake fusey." That's what he called me. He called me a fake fusey.
I don't know who fusey is.
He's like a YouTuber. He's like a YouTuber.
At least it wasn't anti-Semitic.
Hey,
there's just a Palestine flag underneath.
That's hate
speech. You suck for Palestine.
Yeah, it's like, yo, go bomb yourself, you fucking.
Dude, I wasn't gonna. So like the episodes that I did of We Might Be Drunk, I wasn't gonna look at the comments. And then Mark kept bringing it up. Mark Norman was like, "I'm crazy. I torture myself. I read the comments, and I was like, I shouldn't do it." And I ended up looking, and there was like quite a lot that were like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Why is he talking?
Yes.
What's up with the fucking swoopy hair? Like, you know,
people hate. Haters gonna hate. That's what it is. I don't know what it is, but yeah, imagine like I've never in my life left a comment on YouTube. I don't think.
No, and I thought about responding. I'm like, why? Why get like?
No, yeah.
Then 3 days later, you're still talking to this fucking guy.
Yeah. I thought the same thing too. I'm like, Fusey. I'm like, and I was like,
you're
what?
Like, Pusey.
Yeah, like, what can you possibly say that's gonna make you actually seem, you know what I mean, not like a bitch in that situation?
Why would you say that?
It's hurtful, man. I'm chasing my dream.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta realize, like, you know what? At least they saw it. That's all, and then you just walk. You like just don't read it.
Yeah,
you know?
And I'll tell you, I bet you the same people probably come to shows and be like, "Yo, you're the fucking best. You're great." But you know what I mean? It just people are they like to get hurt. I guess that's what it is.
I posted a video the other day, and like somebody commented, they're like, it was a joke that. Something about the L train, and they were like, "I thought the L train was in Chicago." I'm like, "There's an L train here too, dude." I didn't want, like, I'm not gonna respond to you, you know. And also, the one in Chicago is the EL, the elevator.
Yeah, elevator.
Elevated train.
Morons.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you gotta get into a whole argument about the train system.
Not if you're from here, and I know that. Come on.
It's like clearly New York got the better transit system. Than fucking Chicago. I never heard of a fucking Chicago Transit Authority. Is there a Chicago Transit Authority?
I mean, it's
it's not great. No. It's all above ground.
Every time I think of that, the train in Chicago, I just think of that movie, French Connection. You ever seen that?
I've never seen it, no.
It's Gene Hackman. It's like one of the greatest chase scenes. It's like underneath the train.
I've seen the scene.
Yeah.
I've seen the scene now that you mention it.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, it's very famous. So, anyway, what's the topic here? Like, we kind of just started.
There's no topic. We kind of just, do you want to have a shot? How do you
sure, yeah.
Let's do it. That's what we do on this show here. Which one was, this one is yours, I believe.
This is mine.
Yeah, this one's yours.
I don't drink whiskey, but after that drive, fuck it. Sorry.
All right, cheers, man.
That's it.
I'd let you know.
Cheers, brother.
Jameson gets it done, so.
trying to get a liquor sponsor on the podcast. That'll be a goal of it. Is because I think we don't have a set format to this thing. We're trying to figure out. I was talking to Tom before. I'm like, should we ask Pat questions? Should it be like an interview format? And he's like, no, let's just roll. Like, you know what I mean? That's.
Okay. What was the first episode? Was it just like you guys
just talking shit?
Yeah, just talking shit, just sitting here, fucking drink, kind of like this. Just, you know what I mean?
Fat chicks.
Yeah, did we talk about fat chicks?
Yeah, cool. We always end up talking about fat.
You're bringing it back.
Yeah,
like,
no, yeah, we're trying to fucking.
You couldn't really hide them.
You know what? Well, just like your T-shirts, you should bring back the No Fat Chick shirt. You know, except make it like cool and artsy.
You know what, dude? You just made me think of. I'm going to incorporate. Remember, Married with Children, the No Ma'am.
Oh yeah.
I need to incorporate the No Ma'am into a piece of art, into a piece of pop art. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I have a hat. I think I have one of the only pieces of like I've never seen anyone wear Married with Children merch or whatever, but I have a hat that has it says Polk High football and it's got Bundy and his number on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't understand. Married with Children and The Simpsons was the first two shows that I saw on my first day in America.
Really? Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like so. That was your introduction to the American family, basically.
Literally, and yeah, that
so
was
much.
Yeah, literally.
Which is why I'm in this room.
Yeah,
painting.
Yeah.
Should have been a shoe salesman.
I could have been a fucking lawyer, but look at me now. I'm fucking.
Like the fucking Al Bundy.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes sense. It's like basically the Simpsons are just the animated version of Married with Children, right? Because you've got with a baby in tow. Basically, they have the dog, the daughter, the son, the shitball alcoholic father. Yeah, exactly. So Married with Children was like one of my favorites. I think they came on like back to back too.
Yeah, they did. But, they did absolutely.
The Simpsons is like
you know what I should
first 10 years or first 10 seasons rather is like I can quote the entire thing. There's a friend of mine. He's my best friend who lives in.
Hold it a little bit up. I'm sorry, but yeah, they're perfect. There we go.
Is that better?
That's better. That's better.
That's great.
There we go.
The first, the first podcast I was on, the mic that I had, it was like it was a personal mic.
Yeah. Was that the We Might Be Drunk episode? I heard the sound on it.
It sucked, dude. It was like, and the producer, I even asked him because like I'm a musician. I've used fucking personal like wireless sets before, and I was like, "Can you hear it?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then, fucking at the end of it, he was like, "Your mic wasn't on the entire time." I was like, "Just fucking signal to me, dude!" Like, and that was talking about hateful comments. That was the worst. They were like, "This fucking idiot doesn't know how mics work," and I'm like, "Yeah, it was my fault."
So let me tell you something. I made sure that audio, because I have audio recording in multiple vessels right now, so there is no fucking way that we can't pick up all the audio. You don't understand. This morning, prepping for this thing, my plan that I have for like a 3-person mic situation failed. I was like, fuck. So I was like, all right, what do I do? And then I worked it out, and this is actually better. So this is sometimes why fucking working under pressure is fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was telling you guys about the pod that I want to do. So I've been looking up like equipment and stuff, and I'm wondering like if I should just like mic the room I should probably just do like,
It depends how many people you're planning on having on the show. So like if it's a 2-person mic situation, no problem. You just get a simple soundboard and you kind of, it just plugs right into an interface and you could do straight from recording. Once you start wanting to have more than 2 people on an interface, like such as this, it becomes more difficult. You need to get more higher tech, more expensive equipment, which actually I need to do anyways. That's literally the next thing. But I think that one is 4 mics.
All right. Yeah, I saw something similar where it's like it's just got like a bunch of XLR inputs in the back. This is really interesting for a podcast too. If you guys like haven't tuned out yet, whoever's watching this, they're like, cool. Like like it's just us talking about how this what you did this morning.
Yeah. No,
that's what you get from
they're listening to. This is the fucking. This is rawness. This is fucking. And somebody might be listening.
That was, dude. So wait, where did you move here from? Where did
originally?
Where did you immigrate family from?
You're originally born in Ukraine, but it was in the Soviet Union. I feel like when I tell people I'm born from Ukraine, people like take it the wrong way. Because back then it wasn't like the Ukraine that it is right now.
It was pretty sick
like
back then.
it was like just you know what I mean? It was all Russia technically.
Okay, yeah.
So like that's why
it's like that Seinfeld joke where he's like, the Ukraine is weak. It's a sitting duck, and the guy's like, I'm from Ukraine. You don't talk about Ukraine.
It's interesting, dude.
But I was gonna say, I asked that because I just heard your New York accent. Just on that, I can't remember what word you just said, but I was like, oh, it's weird.
I grew up on 18th Avenue, so like when we came to America, I was 5 years old, and I literally moved to the most Italian neighborhood of like Brooklyn. Like Al Sharpton got stabbed in my schoolyard when I was in
Hell yeah.
That's how Italian my schoolyard was.
I don't know why you said hell yeah. It doesn't matter. It's just the image of like fat Al Sharpton getting stabbed.
Yeah,
It's funny.
literally,
It's very funny.
Especially when he was fat. Oh, that's awesome.
No, he was. Yeah, he
Oh, man, he wasn't like he only got skinny after fucking Al Roker.
Yeah.
It was like the fat black Al's got skinny at the same time.
His father
The Weatherman and the Preacher.
Yo, that's hilarious. I didn't even think about that, but that is absolute fact.
I think it was right when like they both got lap band surgery.
Interesting.
It's like what Bobby Kelly got. So like you can't. You know what's funny about that? He's talked about this numerous times, but it's like you get that done, and then if you're like a true fat ass, there's a way to cheat. And you can.
That's
like,
hilarious.
If you drink hot tea, it loosens. So they basically put a rubber band around your stomach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink hot tea, it loosens the band. And if you're like still if you're addicted to eating, like most overweight people are, you can cheat the system, and it loosens the band, and it allows you to eat more. But then you get sick.
Yeah.
And you have to do what's called dumping.
You just throw up.
And you just puke. But it's like a cat. It's like because you can't.
Yeah.
So
How do you cheat your way out of? You're already cheating being fat.
It's basically
you
like
cheat being fat more.
It's like you have to like lean to the side and drink hot tea, and you're like, pizza, like and you just slide it down your gullet.
The lack of self-control.
Yeah. Speaking of no fat chicks.
Yeah. This is what you guys do.
Yeah, exactly.
Horrible.
Dude, that could have been me. I'll tell you one thing. I used to be fat.
Did you?
I was headed down that lane in life.
What was your top weight?
220.
Damn, dude, how
I
tall are
can show
you?
you pictures. I'm like 5'7".
He was rolling
And I
down the
shorter.
streets of
I was
Brooklyn.
shorter.
220 for me is like I could get away. Like that's
Yeah, you're
not to talk shit
you're
on Joe
tall.
DeRosa. That's like Joe DeRosa body, basically.
Yeah.
Like but he hides it well. He dark clothes and whatever. I mean, he's gonna get mad if he. He's not gonna see this. No,
We're gonna send this clip right to him.
No, it's like basically that's why I don't eat the fucking food at Joey's anymore. It's like when I first started there. Not that like, by the way, plug for Joey Rose's best sandwiches in
Joey
New York.
Rose's.
One of the best.
They're amazing, but like at any given time, I do have 2 sandwiches in my fridge. I just bring them home for my wife in case she wants to take them to work. But like the first 6 months I worked there, I ate a sandwich every fucking day.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I also had just moved to Jersey, to Hoboken, so I was eating bagels and pizza and Italian food and Joey Rose's sandwiches. I was like, dude, I gained like 25 pounds. And like I said, at least it was the winter, so I could hide it. But it's just like 220 for me. I don't think I've ever weighed 220. And I'm 6'4", so like
Yeah, I was big.
that's fucking
That's
that's crazy, dude.
I was fat, and let me tell you, my wake-up moment was I was sitting in the back seat of my friend's mom picked us up from work, and I was sitting in the back seat of her, what was it? It was an Acura MDX or whatever it is, the big Acura. And I'm sitting in the back seat, and I could see myself in the rearview mirror. Every time she hit a bump, I see my tits jiggle.
Oh no.
Bro, and my tits are just violently jiggling.
Was it like? Did you have a seatbelt on?
No.
Was it like that?
I was wearing,
I'll tell you
what
when you see a chick with like big fake tits and seatbelts in the middle, and it's just like you can see one's up. You're like, oh shit.
I was wearing like a.
I gotta make some changes.
I was wearing a gray double extra large Old Navy shirt. I remember what I was
Gray?
wearing. It was gray.
Gray is the most. I'm wearing a gray shirt right now, but the only
It's
reason
dark gray. It's dark
Most
gray.
unflattering fucking shirt.
it is.
Color.
It's the I can only
It's
wear
every
gray
wrinkle, every fold
when I
you
have
have.
something on top of it. It's like because I have a real bad sweat problem.
Oh, and you could see the shade.
Yeah.
It is, dude. There was one of the episodes of We Might Be Drunk. I was wearing anything that's heather, like the heather color. Like
What is heather?
Heather is like this. It's like when you
Slate. I call that slate.
technically it's
That's
like
right.
when you,
Just all grays matter.
it's called heather technically. So it's like that. Like it's like mixed in with white. I had a green one, and it was a Rodney Dangerfield shirt, and I wore
Ooh.
it. It was a Caddyshack shirt, and I wore it because fucking Sam loves Rodney. And I dude, halfway through the episode, it was just like
So
and it's not even like a heat thing. I don't know. It's like a subconscious
Really?
I don't know what the
Your
fuck
body
it is,
is fucking
but
with you.
I just like I was wearing a Joey Rose's hoodie over it, and like halfway through the episode, I was like, I gotta take this off. Took it off, and I was just like, we took a picture together. I literally had to Photoshop out my fucking
That's
pit
hilarious.
stains. It was so bad.
That is hilarious.
And like I think like you could see on Mark's face, he's like, ugh.
Comedy.
yeah.
It stands.
Oh my god.
That's
But
hilarious.
no, Gray is very unforgiving if you're overweight, you're sweaty. It's
just unforgiving in general,
Gray
yeah.
sweatpants though. That's male cleavage.
I got a small dick. I can't
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
Sometimes it depends. It depends on the pants. It depends on where I am in life.
You grew up around Italians, you know, man. Like those guys.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's like a fucking anaconda that ate a roll of tennis balls. You
I
know?
wear gray sweatpants. It
Gray
makes me look worse.
sweatpants.
It makes me look worse.
You can see who's circumcised and who's
Look
not.
at that young man with his clit out.
Dude, I love it. You're embracing the micro penis.
Yes, it's a little bit better than micro.
All right.
We're not all the way.
It's macro. It's
I'm a grower, not a shower.
Dude, let me tell you something. You know, there's in Rockaway. There's like a titty beach. There's like a nude beach in Rockaway.
I didn't know that.
So there's
I
like
go to Rockaway every year.
There's a
He's
there's
like,
a
where-
naked
where
part of the
within?
beach. So one of my friends like
Bro, swear.
he was like, dude, you want to go see some titties? I was like, yeah, I want to go see some titties. He's like, let's go check it out. If I would have known the amount of little dicks I would have had to see in exchange for titties, it's just a bunch of dudes out there.
Does not add up.
You're European. You know how nude beaches work, right?
I didn't get molested as a kid. They didn't take me to fucking nude beaches. I came here when I was 5. I didn't experience nothing. You know what I experienced in Europe? I experienced poverty.
Oh, you were in a landlocked country, though.
We were
Yeah.
like, it was poor. It was Soviet. Left right before the fall of Soviet Russia, and then like my journey to America was I lived in Austria for a little while. I lived in Italy for a little while, and then I turned 5 in Italy, and then shortly thereafter I came to America when I was 5 that same year.
That was an unfair assumption. You're right, because like me assuming that you had seen a European beach is like asking a guy from Detroit if he's been to like a titty beach in LA or something. You know, like you're like,
No,
oh, America, you know, the land of opportunity and sunshine and tits. He was like, no, dude, bombed out buildings. Like,
Bro, let me tell you something.
The water's
When
not
I
clean
came
here,
to
man.
America,
yeah, like it's Flint.
I was happier than a fucking pig in shit to be riding inside of a car. I remember being
Imagine
so
you got
excited to
molested,
just
you've been
be
fucking
inside
having
of a
blast.
car, just to be inside.
That wasn't pulled by horses.
Yeah, we didn't have that. We didn't have that. I wish we had fucking livestock. We didn't have no livestock. We had
It was just,
shit in an
it was Big
outhouse.
Bertha
What
just
is-
pushing the car.
What's the name of the town that you're from?
Jitombir. If you
Chernobyl?
It's right near Chernobyl. It's right near
that
Chernobyl.
explains it.
When-
Really? I thought you were
No,
fucking
We
around.
left
Right here.
right after Chernobyl. I had to get tested for radiation. I got affected.
Well,
Why
put a
do you think
broken
I got
stick
male-
where you learn
male
something
pattern-
new every time.
Nobody in my
It's-
family is bald. Why do you think I got male pattern baldness? I got
You know
exposed
what?
to fucking radiation.
Now it all makes sense.
Now the tits and the overweightness, you know, like maybe that was like a side effect.
No,
you
I'll
know?
tell you why I got the tits and the overweight. I'll tell you, I know exactly why. It's my mother's fault.
All right.
Thanks for repeating a word that doesn't exist that I just said. Overweightness. Yeah.
Well, that's
fine.
no, we understood it. The fucking my mom.
We cater to the fat community here. Don't
I
worry.
was
And the
born.
foreign.
Yeah, for it.
I was born a preemie. I was supposed to be a twin. This gets complicated. I was supposed to be born a twin. One of us survived. One of us didn't.
Which
because I
one
was
survived?
born- Well, obviously we see who's the fucking alpha over here. Of the two.
Were you overweight because you absorbed the twin?
No, so
okay.
Your brother
from
would have been such a
age, like,
pussy.
from the time I was like an infant till I came to America, I was a skinny, sickly little baby. And when I came to America, I started eating like pizza, burgers, like
Okay,
and I got
alright.
fat because of all that. Because my mom's like, "Look how skinny you are! Look how skinny you are!" And then I was like, "I'll do something about it." And I just started eating just shit, and it got me fat. And I thought that was a good thing, but it wasn't.
It's that is a very
That's a first world problem.
no, but that's a foreign parent thing. Like
Yeah.
my mother-in-law, so I've been to London twice, and every time we show up at her house, she's like, eat, eat, eat. She's born in Malawi, but she's like Indian descent, and it's they always want you to eat. They
Yeah.
make tons of food. But then, if you get fat, they're the first person to call it.
Yeah.
They're like, you're getting chunky. By the way, eat. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
See,
What
now
do
my
you want
mom,
me to do?
this is my other issue. My mom does not. When I get fat and ugly, my mom's like, "You look good." I'm like, "I look like shit, mom. Look at me." She's like, "No, you're healthy. Look at you." I'm like,
You're
"No,
my
Mom."
handsome little boy.
I'm like, "Oh my god, look at those." I'm like, "Mom, I hate myself right now."
You look so
This
good.
yeah, I think the heaviest I've been is like 210, something like that. But
and you're tall. You're tall. So was that working out though also, or that was just like from fucking just neglect of eating shit?
No, man, I didn't start working out until like, I don't know, it was probably like 10 years. No, I take that back. No, it was probably like 12 years ago. It was in my mid-20s. Fun fact, I actually started working out really hard when I was incarcerated.
Nice.
Because there's nothing else to do, except for, smell shit in the cell and work out. So like you get real creative. Like anytime someone's like, "Oh man, I gotta really hit the gym," I'm like, you can get in shape. You can get in shape in this fucking room. Like literally.
During COVID, I got into the best shape of my life.
Yeah, if you get locked in a room, if you're in a fucking closet, you're like, what else do I do? Like I got how do I put it? It's to make it not sound like I was the worst fucking inmate ever. I got put in what's called ADSEG or 23-1, which is a fucking basically lockdown. It's
is that like the Screen Actors Guild?
No. What is ADSEG stands for? Administrative segregated. It's like they take you. It's when you fuck up, like you violate as an inmate in jail, and they lock you down. Like it's something in prison. It's called the SHU, which is like
solitary,
segregated housing unit. Yeah. So like
solitary.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they put you in a different pod and they lock you down for 23 hours a day, and you get out. You get out for one. And the one that you're out. That you're like, well, I'm on the top tier, so I'll just run up and down the stairs, and I'll do push-ups on this fucking table, and then the last 15 minutes I'll call my family and go back inside and sleep. And then during the day, you're like, hey, can I get a pack of cards? And you take the cards, and basically to keep yourself from going insane, you either play card games or you use them to work out. You take each suit and you're like, okay, well, diamonds is diamond push-ups. So you put your hands in front of you like this, and you start doing push-ups like that. And you're like, well, I'll do clubs as wide ones, and then you basically. You come up with different exercises for each card. So each one you draw, you do that, and you come up with like the number on it is the amount that you do. I don't know. This is really fucked up. I don't know why I brought that up. But so anytime that I don't
off that because of prison.
Anytime
prison.
But you also like you eat everything you fucking can get your hands on, because you like unless you have someone putting money on your books, like your family. Or you're doing favors to get shit. You're not getting enough food. You never get enough food in jail. It's like you have to. What they give you is garbage. Like most of the days, they don't have anyone working the kitchen, so you get like a styrofoam that has Jell-O, carrots, and a fucking bologna sandwich in it, and it's terrible. Like no one can exist on that. So people go to the commissary and they get ramen and all this other shit, and like they make what's called like a jello spread, and basically they figure out how to cook.
Online. Like that's a huge thing online now. They show all the different
and this, I mean, like I'm sure it's famous. It's
the Slim Jim in the fucking
they would make ramen burritos basically, and because you only get tortillas.
I see people selling them on YouTube. They have videos of the inmates.
They are disgusting. They are awful.
But it's protein. It's extra protein. Is that what it is?
That's the only way to get like overweight in jail. It's so gross. But they would do it for people's birthdays. The only thing that was good is like the desserts. So you get like honey buns, you get like jars of peanut butter, and people would make full on cakes
out of that.
And you take these like Hostess desserts and you layer them with like chocolate and peanut butter in between, and you just like these people figure out how to mash them down and make like a full cake. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
like I would be like. You have to be really friendly with somebody to make a birthday cake for him in jail. It's crazy, but I saw it all the time, dude.
I always tell myself if I ever end up in jail someday, right, I would do art for people. Like that's what I would.
I see it right there. If art's a crime, then I'm a felon. There you go. You're a fucking poser.
Dude, you know what's hilarious, dude?
I'm a real one,
dude.
No, I'm
that's
not.
awesome. That's awesome. Can I tell you that, dude? Now I gotta have you model the fucking the shit or whatever.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's
dude, because it's
cool.
for there's an artist named Jerkface. I don't know if you ever seen his stuff. He does like pop art, also like repetitive. Like he does like the Wu-Tang. He did the Wu-Tang gummy bears or whatever. No, where's the gummy bears? Are they called the gummy bears? The Care Bears.
Oh,
The
okay,
Care
yeah.
Bears. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Like that dude. So I saw him when I this was in 2014. He was painting some mural, and then just when I started making those shirts, and I saw him doing it, so I came up to him. I was like, bro, nice to meet you. Like, I've seen your shit up for a while. Like, here, this is my stuff. Like, and I gave him a couple of shirts, and he goes, oh yeah, man. He's like, that's awesome because I'm an actual felon. I was like, boom, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking that worked out.
There you go. Me too, man. But I don't know if I should be saying that, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the first time. This is the first time I'm hearing about the.
I had a friend who did a background check on me through the government, and they're like, you know what? It doesn't show up, so run wild, do what you want. So
pretty sick.
Yeah, that's it. It wasn't like a fucking
you didn't stab out
pedo
Sharpton.
crime. What?
You didn't stab out Sharpton.
Not out Sharpton. It was somebody else.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right.
It was in Utah. That would have been considered a hate crime for sure.
Was it a Mormon? Was it a Mormon?
No, it was a white guy with dreads.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, it's even
I think that's why the judge went
He's like, you're
on
good.
me. So
He's like, you're fine.
it was. I don't like. I used to not tell people about it, but
How long did you have to do?
So I was facing. I got arrested for attempted murder.
Well, that's what I assumed when
So
you said.
I was facing like 5 to 30 if I went to trial.
Wow.
And so like the prosecuting attorney came out and he was like, he cut a deal, which is what they do. I had the lawyer that I had at the time. She's now like the DA of the county. So she was like, look, you should take this fucking deal because basically they're offering you a release program in and out, like a 6-month thing. At the time I was only going to do 6 months, which is insane. I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then they were like, you get out and you go to these classes and then you have to go back to jail every night. It was a county jail. But what a lot of people don't know is and I think this is most states, especially in Utah, all county jails are overcrowded with prison inmates because the prison can't hold these people. They county, it's called counting out. They county out after 90 days. So everyone I was in a worker pod. Everyone in that pod was a prison inmate. And the last cellmate that I had was a guy that shot his girlfriend in the head. He killed her. And he was coming off of 25 years. And I was like, how are you not doing life? And he was like, well, because it was in the moment. It was in the moment. It was not premeditated.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was literally asking me what cell phones are like. Yeah. He was like, dude, I've been in prison since the 90s. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. He was a nice guy. Yeah. He was like, we got in an argument. I walked into my bedroom and I had a fucking pistol underneath my pillow. I walked back in and I shot her. And he goes, she was also a witness in another case. So I had to do extra time because they thought that I executed a witness.
God damn.
So it was it was fucking bananas. So when people are like, oh, you did county jail time, I'm like, no, dude, every person I did time with was like, yo, they had the rules down of prison. They were like, you cover the window when you shit. You don't fucking, if you borrow shit, it was, it was like, don't do any gay shit around us. It was really, and in Utah, it's mostly there's Mexican and Polynesian gangs. So jail, no matter what, jail's racist everywhere. You have I was I speak Spanish, so I was friends with a lot of Mexican dudes. But they wouldn't let me sit with them at the fucking table. I had to sit with the white guys and all the AB guys, Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah, because
I know the way I look. It took me a while to get back to this look, but it's dude, hilarious. I look like fucking American History X now. But it's in jail, it was I grew my hair out. I had a Wyatt Earp fucking beard, it was thin, and I had a mustache, and they were just they would call me over. They'd be like, talk to the Mexican dude. I can't remember his name, but he was a guy who got locked up for running drugs over the border. And they were like, oh, let's get hit. They pulled me into a pod just to translate for him. And then there was a guy. I remember one of my cellmates was like, we want you in this pod. or you have to be in this pod because like he was refusing to be cellmates with a guy who's Polynesian. He's like, I can't. He goes, it's against my gang. He goes, I can only room with white people. I was like, cool. That's why I'm here. Fuck you. Like it was insane.
It's hilarious.
So, long story short, we can go back to whatever, but it's like, I did 6 months. I was supposed to do 6 months. Then a guy who did a white collar crime, a Mormon guy, he was counted out from prison for stealing like $1 million from an elderly woman in his LDS, his Latter-day Saint ward. So he was like, he just embezzled a bunch of money and he stole from all like these elderly women. He got me rolled out of the worker pod by saying that I was smuggling tobacco and drugs in. I was the only one getting in and out.
Wow.
So someone got caught with fucking chew tobacco.
Wow.
And they tossed the entire jail and they kicked me out and they made me do the full year.
Wow.
So I ended up doing 10 and a half months. I got like a month and a half good time. And I got out on Christmas Eve of 2013. So it's 10 years ago.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Congratulations.
exactly. Yeah.
Cheers, yo.
So yeah. That was a.
So how old were you back then?
I was 20 when the incident happened. I was 25 or 26.
Wow.
And when I got out, I think I was 27, so about to turn 28. Yeah, I remember it because I had a memory the other day, like a Facebook memory or whatever, and it was I got out. And it was so Sundance Film Festival is happening right now. It just started on Friday. And I remember I have a picture. I still had a goatee and a mustache. And my friend from high school, he was an editor at the time. He and I bullshitted our way into this Stella Artois party. And it was like it was an after party for the cast of Parks and Rec.
Nice.
And so everyone just like fresh out of jail, I was like ripped, this haircut, mustache. Everyone just thought I was an actor. And we just walked in, and he had a badge from being like, everyone thought he was a director. So there's like pictures of me and like Jean Ralphio and like Jenny Slade, and we're just like, woo! And then, at the time, if they'd known, I was like on probation.
Yeah.
Like get the fuck out of here, dude. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a different time. Sure. But I'm sure that's, for the old country, that's par for the course, right? You get shanked for shit left and right.
Dude, the fucking... Let me tell you something.
Sorry.
They got tanks going down the street.
I'm trying to bring it back.
How did we even get into it?
I don't know.
We went from Russia.
What were we talking about? We were talking about working out. Talking about like
working out,
being overweight.
Oh, yeah.
We went from fat
We went from gray as a bad color to doing time. So
Is the guy still around right now? That's what I want to
He lived in what it wasn't even like a guy I knew really well. He was a sushi chef at a restaurant I worked at.
That's hilarious. This sounds like a work-related incident.
It was.
This sounds like a sushi-related incident. Like
it was a party. So I worked at a bar that downstairs it was just like a shitty beer bar, but upstairs it was a sushi restaurant. I didn't know this guy very well. It was just a party. It was like an after-work thing. And we got into an argument and fist fight. And then I think I went back into the party trying to find my keys just because my house key was on it. And he like cornered me in a kitchen and he came after me again. And, I grabbed a knife and I stuck him in the chest. But I stuck him here, right? Like I could have killed him.
Yeah.
Big time, like right in the chest. And it was dumb. I should, if you're ever going to fight, just use your fucking hands, dude.
See, this is the thing.
Like, and after I got out, it was like I was working at another restaurant, and he came in and sat down with his mom in my section.
Wow.
And I was like, I went to my manager, and I'm like, I think it's against my fucking release.
That's hilarious.
And I just went over, and I was like, look, you guys didn't show up to the court hearing or whatever, but I want you to know I'm sorry. And like he was just like, I understand, man. He goes, it was bullshit. It was dumb. We were fucked up. Like. He was fucked up on coke. I was like super drunk. That was the only thing that was a positive. Is like they drug tested everybody at that party, and I was the only one who came back negative. Like there was literally like a guy with a mustache with coke in it giving a statement to the cops, and they're like, "What happened?" They're like, "Whose coke was it?" And the guy just pointed at me. And he was like, "It was his." And they're like, "Really?" He's like, Yes. And I saw that guy. I saw that guy in jail like a week later. And he flipped me off through the window.
Nice.
I was like, it wasn't my coke, dude. Like, so.
You just blame the guy in cuffs.
She gets popping in Utah. See, we don't have like in New York. We have stuff here, but I'm sure things
It's too often in New York. So like,
people fucking stab each other.
yeah, no, all the time. It's too often in New York, but it's like so it's not news.
I heard Bobby Kelly telling a story about how he almost got stabbed in the subway, and he's right. It was the same thing. It was like, you're young and dumb. He's like, what are you gonna stab me over words?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude. You know what? Say fuck you, walk away, or just don't say. That's what you just gotta like.
Yeah,
you get to a certain age, you're like, just walk away.
You have an ego, you get fucking killed over it.
Yeah.
That's like, what do you carry as a defensive weapon in New York? Cause I always
oh yeah, man, I got a fucking knife on me.
Yeah, I also have.
Sorry, violation, but like,
I also have one.
I just keep one on me. Dude.
I also have one, but like, if that situation ever comes down to it, I'd hate to be in a scenario where I take it out, and now that guy beats me up and uses the knife.
Yeah, or you gotta be ready to use
now
it.
He's got justification to fucking kill me.
You gotta be ready to use it.
I keep it on me just for like, because it's just for the bar, basically. It's like
same thing here, because it makes me feel safe. But I think in the event of an actual
you'll never like
scenario,
really use it.
Like if it really comes down to it, like I would hate for it to go either way, because if let's say I do have to fucking stab, that's gonna go back on me.
Yeah, with how fucked up everything is.
Like I said, it's gonna be also. Does it count as premeditated because I have the knife with me and stuff like that? So that means I kind of.
No, it won't be premeditated. I don't think so. I think premeditated has to be like 24 hour.
You have to think about it.
Yeah, you gotta think about it from like
fucking.
You gotta write like a script about it and all that.
Manifesto.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what I carry on me wouldn't do anything to anybody. It's
just
like,
good for like, comfort, you know.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting a baton.
Jesus Christ.
It's just this.
Go back to Ukraine, buddy.
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Yeah, because like I
should
feel
get
like
a blue outfit too.
Actually, they have a certain type of job for that. Actually,
like in Florida, you can carry a gun, and that's not an issue there. You know?
Oh yeah, there's Utah has open carry too.
Florida.
I went to college in Montana, and it was like. Just fucking shit kickers everywhere. Just like, you know, people on meth and cowboys. And it's like I worked in a bar and I was just like, this is not the place to get in an argument. Everyone is packing, dude. It's ridiculous.
That's what I noticed in Austin. When I went to Austin, it's like the signs in every bar is like no guns allowed in the bar. I was like, I thought that just goes without saying. Like,
no, dude, it's Texas. No one fights.
Yeah,
fucking
that's crazy.
Yeah, everyone has a gun. Because it's it's their right, you know. So whatever it is,
I get it. I understand.
You want a gun, have a gun, but like I've got a kid. I'm not going to keep a gun in my.
It's got to be.
House.
You can't be. You can't have a gun in a bar. That.
Yeah, bro.
There's
you see how many times people get in fights like
fucking dumb shit, dude.
Yeah, you fucking.
That's how what's his name, Offset, got killed.
Yeah,
I was in Houston like the weekend before that doing a gig. And like I was literally staying at like a DoubleTree around the corner from where that happened. It was like I know exactly where it happened. It was like his own guy shot him.
It was Crossfire, right?
His security guy fucking killed him. Like
fucking stupid.
It's insane. So yeah, like 9 times out of 10, and like I guarantee the security guy was fucked up too. They're all doing whatever, and it's just like somebody attacked him and he lit the room up. You know, so. Yeah, I mean, like, whatever. I grew up shooting guns, like, in Boy Scouts, and I grew up in Atlanta, so, like, everyone has a gun down there, and then I moved out west, and I know how to shoot a gun.
I've never shot one in my life.
I think technically I can't own one.
That's hilarious.
We didn't say anything.
We didn't see nothing.
You shot it.
Yeah.
You can't vote.
No, I can. That's a common misconception. You can vote. I'm registered to vote. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I think this is. I've voted every election since I've been 18. Let's not go. But I'll just say real quick. I've decided I'm definitely not voting in this next one. I do like every day someone drops out and it's just like
it's a lose for everyone.
It's fucking.
At least it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and watch. Basically, it's you can't vote, right?
What do you mean?
Can you?
What do you mean? Yeah, I just choose not to. Yeah, I choose not to. I can vote. I'm not I'm a citizen.
You weren't born here though.
What do you mean?
He's still a citizen.
You took the test. All right.
I didn't take the test.
He's not illegal.
My mother took.
You were grandfathered in.
I was put in, because of my mom.
Sick.
All right.
Yeah.
You could do that. I want that vetoed.
Yeah, but I got my citizenship paper. I got my passport. I got all my shit.
Okay. You still have it all? Like
I literally.
He's like it's right there. It's great. It's like the bar. It's like a bar license. Just put it on the wall.
Bruce
literally
Springsteen
in this
over it when you
apartment.
open
I literally
it.
have a citizenship paper in this apartment. It's one of those, and they ask for it.
You never know, man.
No, they ask for
Dude,
it.
when you're from Europe, like, show me your papers is a common phrase, isn't it? like everyone remembers, like,
Especially my relatives.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like the fucking like the old days, like, shit, show me your papers. Like,
I used to have a joke about like when the whole thing started in Ukraine about like how I was born in Ukraine, but people are like, so does that mean you're Ukrainian? And I'm like, no. They're like, so that means you're Russian? I'm like, no. And they're like, so what are you? And on my passport it said "dirty Jew." That's literally that's what the passport says. It says Jew on it. Like literally, it says
That's
Jew.
awesome.
That's what they identify you as and shit.
This is
Like,
113425.
it says Yudin with an umlaut over it. Like,
literally.
It says barcode 65646.
Literally, with a fucking Palestinian flag, Palestine next to it.
yeah, exactly.
So which side are you on? The good guys.
Literally, like this is
Yeah. All right.
Okay, there we go.
Yep.
Tom, what's going on with you?
Oh, see? Well, I'm not an immigrant, so that's going good for me.
By the way, here you have another. You have a whole other. I don't know if you can take it on the fucking.
You were so gracious to go to the corner store and get me.
And we got a quarter. Remember, I bought you a beer.
Well, that's
and
what
said
I remember last time he got you a beer. You're like, I drink seltzers. So I was like,
I grabbed
we were at Gramercy last Saturday, and Tom bought me a tall boy, and I just don't, beer. I drink like one beer every time I go to Mexico, and I'm like, this is good with salt and lime, and I used to drink a lot of beer on stage when I was playing music, and that was like when I got the heaviest.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, I was just like, because when you finish a gig,
another beer.
you finish a gig, you're fucking starving.
Yeah.
You're starving, it's late, you've been drinking, and then so you eat like shit, and you've been drinking like shit, so I'm like, you know what? I used to drink a lot of Jameson, a lot of Rumpelmans, and a lot of beer, and like dark beer too. And so I was just like, yeah, as soon as I cut all that out, I was just like, all gone.
Yeah,
So,
I gotta cut out beer. I'm killing myself.
I was gonna say, dude, I can't even keep count of the amount of Coors Lights. It's funny that you're brand loyal.
Oh yeah.
No,
Because like we don't have like it'd be funny if like we had Bud Light at the bar, but then like I came here and I was like, oh, Coors Light, but no, you're Coors Light there and Coors Light here. So,
light beer is good. Bud Light's good, but it's political, you know.
sure, yeah,
whole thing.
yeah. I keep your dick out of my beer, right?
Yeah, or lack thereof.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Hey, there we go.
Well, also,
There's a progressive podcast.
PBR too, bro. If it's fucking $3 beer, I'm going for $3 beer.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
that. Usually, I love like I'm a Coors Light. I've been drinking Coors Light before it was fucking not gay to drink it. You know what I mean? Dude, I remember I went to
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
like a party in Rockaway, and these dudes were all drinking Bud Light. It was all like Rockaway dudes, you know. And they're like, "Hey, bro, why aren't you drinking a fucking Bud Light?" And I'm like,
You're like, why aren't you sucking my dick?
no, this was before all that. I'm like, I like Coors Light. Like, if you like Coors Light, why don't you like Bud Light? I'm like, you know what? I prefer Coors Light. I think it's more refreshing.
As I look around and see all this Simpsons shit, yeah, one of my favorite episodes is where Homer dips out of work and he goes to the Duff Brewery, and fucking domestic beer in Utah. That's what ruined it for me because it used to be 3-2. So it used to be 3-2 on draft. So you can only get a beer. I mean, I'm bartended. That's where I started bartending.
3.2 alcohol volume. Is that what you're saying?
It's 3.2% alcohol by
light.
weight.
It's very light. It's very light beer. Is that what it is?
It used to be anything on draft was 3.2. And now they've raised it to 5. That's
right.
Yeah. So, but you can get beers in a can that are whatever percent. That's why there's so many microbrews in Utah and Colorado. But basically, the only reason they got rid of it is because there was only one brewery left in the United States that made 3.2 beer. It was in Oklahoma, and it was costing them a fuck ton of money. And so, like, you know, Mormons may not drink, but they control the state of Utah in the way that other people imbibe alcohol. And basically, at heart, they're just really good businessmen. They're like, well, because we're not going to be able to be partners with these people anymore. I guess we can raise the alcohol level to 5%. So that's what ruined it for me. There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes to the Duff Brewery and he goes, "We have our, the tour guide goes, we have Duff Light, Duff Dry, and Duff Extra, and it's the same vat with 3 fucking." That's beer in Utah. Like people would be like, "How come you don't have Bud Light on draft?" I'm like, we got Coors Light, we got Miller, we got PBR. I'm like, they're the same flavor of piss water. Doesn't matter, dude. And you know what? We would run out of PBR, and I give people fucking Miller, and they'd be like, good people. This PBR keg is fucking really cracking today. It's like, you don't know the difference.
It's fine.
I only started drinking PBRs because they were the cheapest beer in the bar. Literally, that was the reason why I started drinking PBRs. If it wasn't for that being the fucking selling point for PBRs, I would just get something else. But PBR is always the fucking one, and Tecate. Actually, but I would prefer PBR over Tecate. Sometimes.
PBR is just always like the essential like punk rock cheap ass beer for the most part.
Yeah,
I get it. It kind of got co-opted by hipsters for a while.
I remember it was first playing shows. Fucking, that was it. Just everyone case of PBR. It was the cheapest thing. It was that Rolling Rock. That was those were the cheapest.
Rolling Rock.
When I was in high school in Utah, we used to do like there was a place like the 30 rack challenge, and the only 30 rack that existed at the time was Keystone Light.
Okay.
And so like we would go up on this hill. We would camp out for the night. It's called the Airy. And during the summer, it was like hot enough to hang out. So each person would just get 30 beers. And it was like, you just drank until you fucking passed out. And so now, in the same town, Pabst makes a 30 rack. And there's a 7-Eleven. And it's, that 7-Eleven sells more PBR than any other in the nation because it's open 24 hours.
Yeah.
And so like, I know that's weird because like, you think Utah, you're like, oh, nobody can buy beer on a Sunday, but because of the Olympics, in this one county, you can buy beer 24 hours a day because of this law they enacted for like people who came from all over the world. They're like, well, let them drink how they want.
Yeah.
So now you can just get fucking PBR
awesome.
24 hours. And my brother used to live across the street from that 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
So we would just never stop drinking. We would just go back and forth. So.
Yeah, that's such a stupid fucking law. Like, you can't get beer on Sunday. Like, and you know what? Only when you start drinking is when you experience that fucking...
Yeah, it's like after 10 p.m. you can't, like, it's weird shit.
But yeah, like all liquor stores in Utah, they're closed on Sunday, but like most of them are, some of them close at 7, some of them close at 10.
You can't even get beer? You can't even go to like a store?
No, you can get beer. You can go to a bar, you can get beer. You can get beer at a grocery store. You can't get liquor or wine. So...
Oof. Bro, dry counties? Bro, fuck that shit. They should outlaw dry counties in America. That's the most un-American thing ever, is a dry county.
Dude, back when I first started doing stand-up, I did a gig at the University of Utah, and it's all campuses are dry, technically. So I remember doing a gig in like the student union building, and I cracked a PBR on stage. And like this, there was nobody at this fucking gig. It was already. I was opening for a clean comic, like a full.
Do you remember who the comic was?
I can't remember his fucking name.
It wasn't Jerry Seinfeld. So
it was a guy. It was like. It was very. He was like one of those '80s comics. He was like had like a blazer with his sleeves pushed up and shit.
Oh wow!
And a lot of Jesus jokes and like it was so bad. But I remember I cracked a beer on stage and like campus security came over and they're like, you gotta... And the joke, I only pulled it on stage to make light of the fact that they were a dry campus. I was like, I know it's a dry campus, but... And I just like, popped the top. And they're like, you gotta...
Like, not today, buddy.
So I just like drank half of it and I was like, all right. I gave it to him. So,
wow.
I wish I could remember that guy's name. He was terrible.
Dude, how does that even happen? Like, there's guys out there that, like, they work, right? But
well, so you know Dry Bar, right?
I don't know what Dry Bar is.
Do you know what Dry Bar is?
I've heard of it.
So Dry Bar is a channel. If you have, like, free TV, like, you know, the built-in apps on TV now?
Yeah.
So, like, if you have, like, Samsung TV, there's all these free channels. And Roku has it, too. But Dry Bar is its own YouTube channel as well. They shoot it all in Utah, and they shoot it all in Provo, Utah, which is where Brigham Young University is. So it's Dry Bar is clean comedy. You have to do 45 to an hour of all clean and people, you know, there's a lot of comics that have done it that toe the line, like they kind of try and push it, and it gets you seen, dude. It like so many people want family friendly fucking comedy, but you can't curse, it's nothing overly sexual. And what's funny is when I was doing stand-up at Wise Guys, I was doing mics, like a Dry Bar comic would come in to shoot his special, and sometimes I would get on the standby list. You only get 3 minutes at that club. So like,
it's rough.
The standby list is like, only the first 5 people make it. You gotta hang out all night, everyone on the list goes. So you're there just getting drunk and more pissed off for 3.5 hours. And then a dry bar comic would come in and he'd be like, hey, I want to do 15 minutes to practice for my special tomorrow, and they just wipe the list. And they wouldn't even fucking tell you until he showed. And so you're like, wow, cool. I've been here all night. I've been drinking. I'm fucking drunk. I'm pissed off, and now I don't get to do any time. Yeah. Like that's stand up in Utah. And there's nowhere else to do it. There's coffee shops. There's a couple bars, but like Wise Guys is the club that like you want to do. Like, people pay. They buy tickets. You know, it's a weeknight. Yeah. It's like a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Wednesday's the open mic. Tuesday's the bucket mic. But it's like, where else are you going to do time where you can get club experience? It's not like here, obviously. So it's frustrating.
Dude, this is the one thing that I kind of hate about New York with comedy and stuff like that is that like there is no set path to get into the clubs, really.
I don't think anybody has a set path.
Austin, I think when I was there, I saw a path. I saw a path in Austin. Like, if you can get onto, like, some of the mics, the bookers are there. They'll put you on shows. Like here, there's nobody at the mics. Nobody but other comics at the mics.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably, you know, like we were talking about this the other night. It's like anyone who works at Mothership has got, like, you have to be passed to even get a job there. It's like a bar back. You know, it's like you have to be interested in comedy. You have to do stand-up. You got to know comics. So it's like, everyone's funny. That's the whole point. You know, it's, so many clubs are not like that, but like the Stand, you know, where it's, you know, they just want you to be there and do your job and fucking go home. But it's like, some of the most famous comics were door guys, at the store, and, you know, Mothership is obviously the newest one and the best one. So, I think the Cellar's the same way, you know, like, except for the door guys. Like, I don't know if you've been in the Cellar, right?
No, I don't think I've ever been in the Cellar, dude. I don't think I've ever been in the Cellar. I fucking...
Have you?
Yeah.
I've been there. I've seen a few shows there.
Did you and I go?
No. Okay. We went to the Stand a few...
That's right.
Yeah. I've been to the Stand mad times. I've been to the Stand so many times.
I gotta go there in like an hour. Well, whatever.
It's fine.
The security at the Cellar and the door guys, they have nothing to, like, they're all these huge black guys. And they're not, none of them do stand-up.
They're not trying to do comedy.
No, they're just there to fuck you up if you step out of line.
Which is a good thing also. Honestly, if you're going to have to go on stage talking shit, you might as well have some guys there that can fuck you up if you really get out of line.
Yeah, I've seen them.
The Stand does not have security like that, I'll tell you that much.
Shout out to Pete. Pete's a good dude. Pete is our one security guy, and Pete is 6'10" or 6'11".
Yeah.
And just a fucking hulking massive dude. But they only call him in for like sold out show. He'll probably be there tonight. They call him in for Chappelle and whatever, but it's like, you know, his head touches the ceiling. Yeah. He's just more intimidating than anything. At the Cellar, if you're waiting at the Village Underground in line, there's that 7-Eleven across the street, and homeless people fuck with the line all the time. One time I was waiting there, and this guy just comes up and he starts screaming at people in line. He's like, "Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know what I paid for. How about you give me some fucking money?" And he's just like, he's like threatening everyone around me. And the door guys immediately just descended on him. And they were like, "Yo, you're fucking with my line, you're fucking with me." And they were like, and he was just like, "All right." Like 4 huge dudes are just about to fuck him up. It was really funny.
That's what you need, though, especially like over there. They're fucking nuts over there.
Yeah, McDougal Street gets a little dicey.
And I'll tell you, dude, and I guarantee you they got some big dudes because Austin homeless people are a lot more aggressive than New York City homeless people. Like that.
It's the heat.
It's not what it is. It's the fucking.
It's the rent carry.
I never had a homeless guy check me like before. Other than this homeless dude was like, "You have $1?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "I know you got a fucking $1."
I wasn't ready for a follow up.
Yeah. I wasn't ready for that one.
I thought we were done, man.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't think you were gonna call my bluff. Like,
yeah, usually it's like, "No, I don't carry cash," and they just fuck off.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah.
And also they got the credit card machines. Like, no.
Yeah. He's like,
"Guys, like, I got Square and Venmo."
Yo, literally, he's like, "Can you go to the store, get me a sandwich?" Like, literally, it'll be like that. They'll be like, "Oh, you don't got a credit card? Can you go to the store, get me a sandwich? Can you give me a beer?" Can you get me like, and you're like, "Fuck." Now I got a whole list of things to do.
I gotta run your errands too.
I wouldn't, but I could see how people outside of New York would. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're nice one time.
That's where you keep your buds in and you keep your fucking head down.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
You don't even talk to them. That's what I realized.
Just keep going.
The worst thing you could do also.
I hate ignoring a human being, but after a while, it's like that's like people think that New Yorkers are fucking rude.
No,
and it's like no, their heart. I'm not gonna say we because I'm not. I didn't grow up here, but it's like they're hardened and they got places to be, and the rent is fucking high. All right, so get out of the way and don't fuck with them.
Because it's like you buy a coffee, you're nice for every homeless guy in every block. You're gonna fucking run out. I'm gonna be homeless, motherfucker.
Yeah.
On the 20th block I get to. You can't be nice to everybody.
You gotta have your fucking answer ready to go. You gotta be like, I don't carry cash. Sorry, nope, can't do it. Like. Yeah, it's because it happens 10 times every block.
And it's like, bro, like I'm gonna buy you a Big Mac too every like.
And I feel like the amount they ask for has gotten bigger and bigger. Before you used to like you have like 50 cents or whatever, you have some change.
$5.
And yeah, like, you have $5. They're out there. You have $5. Like,
quick shout out to Sarah Harvard because I'm about to tell a story. Comic Sarah Harvard. I went out with her one night. Me and my buddy Eddie, and her and some other comics. And I think we went to like library or some bar, and we went out. We left, and I mean, we were fucking out late. I think the sun was like getting ready to come up. And we're like, we don't want to stop drinking, so we went to the bodega, and we got a bunch of like tall boys. And I come out, and there's this guy, this homeless guy, and he's like, hey man, he starts telling me this like long story. He's like, you know, my family, this is what's going on, and like I lost this, and I got fired, and then like, you know, I'm just like, you know what, I'm feeling generous. Here's $10. I give him $10, and then like, then we literally cross the street, go around to like across the intersection, and we're standing on the corner like opening these tall boys, and the guy like comes around and he's like, and he starts telling the same story. I'm like, and I just go, dude, I just gave you $10, and he looks up and he's blind.
God damn!
wow,
like visibly blind.
That is hilarious.
And he's fucking
hysterical.
like milky-eyed blind.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm just, and he's not faking.
And got the Ray Charles.
Like, and he's like a bigger black dude, and I just went, you know what? You're right. All white people do sound alike. I gave him like another $5. I was like,
take a beer.
I was like, I said that. I was like, I just gave you, and like it made Sarah uncomfortable. She like walked away, and then he looked up, and I was like, fuck. Like, it's like it's with that video of the guy with Down syndrome wearing the Bengals jacket.
Yeah,
and they're like,
they're gonna mess with him.
They're gonna fuck with him, and he turns around. They're like, oh, like,
hey guys, cheers.
Yeah, exactly. No,
shout out blind people, homeless people. That's a rare one.
That's all you can do to them is shut them out. Sorry. Yeah. Shout at them. Yeah. Hey, no.
Not you, the other one.
All right, guys. We've been rolling for over an hour. Can you believe how fast the fucking...
Yeah, what's the cutoff here?
I don't know. Usually, we like to keep it like within an hour's time, but we could fucking... we got a little bit... Let's figure it... Whatever it is.
Anything you wanted to go over?
I got nothing, man. I'm not doing... Do you have any shows? Do you have anything you're booked on? Anything you're trying to...
shout out what you got.
Yo, come to Joey Rose's, people. Come to Joey Rose's. See Pat at Joey Rose's. Get a sandwich. Fucking meet a fucking podcast co-host at fucking Joey Rose's and shit. I mean,
I'm not doing We Might Be Drunk anymore. I don't know. If they ask me back, I'll do it. But trying to think. Coming up, I'm doing Drunk Debates at the Producers Club. That's on February 8th or not? The 8th, yeah, February 8th. And then I'm doing the Gong Show.
do you know who you're going against at the Drunk Debates?
I'm actually a judge.
Oh shit!
Oh, shout out!
I know what that means. I don't fucking.
I don't know what it means, but
I guess I just get to shit on people and don't have to come up with any material.
Ask for your opinion.
And then I've got the Gong Show at St. Mark's, and that is what's next Friday? It's the 20. No, it's a Monday. Fuck, it's a week from tomorrow. Yeah, so the 29th, 28th.
Yeah.
What's tomorrow? What day? What day is it?
In this 29th.
In this room, it could be in this room here. I don't know. But other than that, yeah, Joey Rose's. Fuck, I don't know. What
Tell them
else.
your social media. Let people know where they can follow you. Where they can,
Yeah, at patio_bar, patio bar, PATTY.
and we'll put it up on the screen. We gotta tell the editing guy.
Yeah, we got editors now.
Is that you?
No,
You have a guy.
We have a guy.
This is what it is. We're trying to.
We gotta tell that fucking intern,
Yeah,
aka me.
He's very abusive to him.
It might be me actually. I don't know. No, we're gonna try to expand this whole podcast and try to actually.
We're gonna put Parker to work.
Yeah, put a team together that actually can you know what I mean, help this thing get bigger, and so that way we don't have to do everything all on our own. So that basically.
That way we don't have to put a giant iPad in front of you.
Yeah, that way.
Sound.
I guarantee you, Pat. The next episode of this podcast that you do, or it's going to be a better setup. It's going to be a better. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Will you have a separate seat, not a separate?
Yeah, we're not all going to be on one. Although
like
it fit well. It fit all right. It fit well. We got it.
You know what? I did see a clip from your first episode, and I wanted to make it a point to say this before you end the episode. But that Pee Wee Herman doll that's sitting over there, I asked for that. So when I was a kid, I think it was like 7 or 8 years old.
Bring it up, Tom. Pass it down. Fucking.
I was hospitalized. And I knew
the string doesn't work though. That's the problem. You could, like if they're open, it's hard to find one with a string that.
This
works.
is the only part of the episode I'll clip and send to my parents. I asked for this doll when I had a really bad asthma attack, and I was hospitalized for 2 weeks when I was a kid. And my dad was like, "I'll get you whatever you want. I'll get you a toy." And I was like, "I want this Pee Wee Herman doll." The day after I got into the hospital, Pee Wee gets arrested, jerking off in a fucking theater. And my dad's like, "I'm not getting you that toy. He's disgusting." So he got me an Ed Grimley doll instead.
Wow.
So,
Ed Grimley's also dope. Ed Grimley's also dope.
Yeah, Martin Short's the best, but R.I.P. Paul Rubens. And I don't even know what this one says. I remember that
you can hear. So if you pull the string and you sort of hold it like
that's what the Ed Grimley doll sounds like now. They're all like, the Ed Grimley one used to go, "Oh, give me a break." As doomed as I can be, as doomed can be, and like this one probably went like.
It's actually like technology. If you look at the disc that's inside there, it's a plastic disc that's cut into to be like a ceramic disc, like a vinyl player. And the problem is the string with time, the elasticity of the string messes up how it pulls the mechanism. So what needs to be
a meth head? You took it apart?
No, I have not. I don't want to destroy it. Do you know how I got this? Can I tell you? I've wanted one of these for so long. I used to be a huge Pee Wee Herman fan when I was a kid. I never had this. And what happened was my cousin always had this toy, and I always looked at it. I was like, fuck, I wish I had that shit. This is from a comic, Steve Yensel. I don't know if you know who Steve Yensel is.
I don't know.
He's a good friend of mine. He's a comic. He's been doing open mics in New York since fucking the 70s or 80s, Steve. I don't know whatever. He's been doing it for a long time. Like, if you've been doing open mic comedy in New York or whatever it is, you've encountered Steve Yensel. Steve Yensel was the dude that during COVID kept, like, open mics open, like, on the streets and stuff like that. He did a bunch of shit. But Steve Yensel's also a hoarder. Sorry, Steve.
Looking around this room, you're not far off.
Yeah, I'm not that far, but it's organized. But I went to Steve Yensel's house, and I saw this at Steve's house. And I was like, "Oh, shit, you got the Pee Wee doll." And he goes, "You want it?" Because he got this for a girlfriend at one point, and then she, like, dumped him or whatever it is. I could be messing up the story.
Because
he got her a Pee Wee doll,
No, she wanted it or whatever it is. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't really want it. Do you want it?" And, dude, I've had this for the last maybe, like, 2 years and shit like that. He gave it to me. And that completed, like, dude, that was, like, one of those things where, like, a childhood dream came true that day was when I got this Pee Wee doll.
Yeah, I'm dressed like Pee Wee twice for Halloween.
That's hilarious.
This last year at the stand, Halloween party, I was Pee Wee, and then I did it for a show with a band I used to play with, the Spasmatics. So shout out Spasmatics.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of Spasmatics around the country. If you're in Austin, that is a great crew. I was a singer for the Salt Lake crew. There's the guys in LA. There's a Nashville crew. Go see, if you ever see the Spasmatics advertised, go see them. Great. It's basically like if Revenge of the Nerds had a band, and they just play all 80s soundtrack music. It's a fucking great show. It's a good time. So, I don't know. I don't have anything else really, but
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys,
do you have like a ritual to end the show, or?
No, not yet. Not anything. We just fucking.
Do you want to come up with one?
Yeah.
Why don't you pour out another JMO and let's.
Yeah, that's it.
Pour out another JMO and.
That's literally what I was gonna say. Literally what I was gonna say right now. Wow.
That's weird. All the alcoholics want to be shots.
Wow. All right, guys.
We gotta get more on board with this thing.
Well, you gotta next time have like a cabinet, maybe some tequila.
We'll get a bar going, dude.
I'm like, I gotta drive from Brooklyn to fucking Union Square.
I wish. Can I tell you? I wish you didn't have to go to fucking the stand tonight because we're about to go to Brennan and Carr.
Where's that? Is
it's
that a
in
bar?
Sheepshead. No, they have alcohol. No, it's a famous roast beef place in Sheepshead Bay. They sell like.
That's not my ex-girlfriend. She is the most famous.
This is yours.
All right.
I don't remember which one is mine or which one is
Zinc.
I literally was leaving the
Cheers.
house and Stan texted me and we should have to go get it.
Cheers. Either way, dude. Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, this was fun. I'll be back.
Dude, you better be.
Next time you'll be able to. It'll be a better situation.
It'll be a better situation, and this has been
Broken Stick.
the Broken Stick Podcast.
Touching dicks.
Whatever it is. Yeah, fucking.
Bumping
Yeah, fucking.
That's next
Yeah,
episode.
that's the next episode. That's the Patreon, people. Yeah, you gotta pay for that. Anyways, peace out. Peace out. All right. I'm stopping the recording.